Welcome to another short core values and creative dynamic Vinyasa fusion classes. For more classes and different links of classes, you can go to my playbook app, Holly Fisk, and my website, upsidedownmama.com, where you will find online yoga teacher trainings, workshops, classes, books, and more. Let's get going. We're going to begin on our backs. Make your way down to your mat. Bent legs, soles of the feet to the ground, hip distance apart, arms alongside the body, beginning with a baby bridge on our inhale through our nose. As you lift the arms, lift the hips up and overhead. A slightly constricted, elongated breath that massages the back of the throat. As we come down, we exhale. Same thing like you're letting the air out of a tire with your breath. Arms come alongside the body and the hips lower gently. Don't fully release. We're going to come right back up. Inhale. Little baby bridge. Press into the soles of the feet and activate that back line of the body to create the lengthening on the top. Imagine this two-sided compression, front to back and back to front, like a sandwich that presses everything in towards the midline. At the top in your baby bridge, feel that sandwich compression, that support on the backside, and that cavity compression on the front, meeting in the middle at the spine. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. On your next lower, I want you to scoop out. So that takes the spine and reverberates it, undulating one vertebrae at a time. You can even pop onto the balls of your feet to really dramatize this. We scoop and round. And we round down and press down into the mat to rise up. So don't think about the front side lifting you up. There's no bulging here. Still think about that sandwich compression and the cavity of the lower abdominals as they compress and meet to keep all the contents secure in the middle. I want you to scoop and round down and press down to lift up. Round down to rise. It's that action on the backside that creates this lifting on the front. Come on down, nice and slow. Round down. At the bottom, we're going to inhale back to that baby bridge, arms overhead. Exhale, scoop and round down to rise up. Navasana, bent legged boat pose. Come back down and inhale, baby bridge. Exhale, round down, scoop it out, press into the mat to rise up into that bent leg Navasana, and then bring it back down. Exhale, inhale, baby bridge, arms overhead. And then exhale, scoop and round to rise and lift. Inhale. At the top, exhale slowly, like you're moving a wooden spoon through a big bowl of honey. Place the soles of the feet to the ground and kickstand hands behind you, the fingertips pointing towards you. Inhale, reverse tabletop. Lift those hips to the sky. Remember that sandwich compression front to back. And then exhale to lower all the way down. Scoop and around to lower, arms alongside the body. Inhale to rise, baby bridge. Exhale, scooping around. Inhale, bent Navasana. Exhale, plant hands and feet. Inhale, reverse tabletop. Exhale, scooping around to lower. Inhale, baby bridge. Exhale, scooping around. Inhale, to rise. Exhale, hands and feet. Inhale, reverse tabletop. Exhale, scoop and lower. Inhale, baby bridge. Exhale, round down to rise up. Inhale, at the top, Navasana. Maybe you can straighten those legs and hand to toe tap, take it up a notch. Exhale, plant hands and feet. Inhale, lower, lift into that reverse tabletop. I want you to think about expanding here, really inflating as you rise, but don't let go of that sandwich compression. And once again, just like we were rising into our boat pose or Navasana, don't think about lifting the front just because that's what you can see and that's what's in your periphery. I want you to think about pushing up from the backside. Think about that first. Okay, what the backside does to bring us into this reverse tabletop. Think about that inflation, that powering up, and then think about the compression on the front side. So this actually meets down. Instead of thinking about taking the front and lifting it up, think about the front coming down, and it's the backside that lifts us up. Exhale to lower, all the way down. Inhale, baby boat. Exhale, scoop and round down to inhale. Rise up, maybe straight legs, tap. Exhale to plant, nice and slow. That wooden spoon in a bowl full of honey. Inhale, use the backside to lift up. Inflate, inflate. And then front side compression. Exhale, round and lower. And inhale, baby bridge. Let it melt together now. You know what we're doing. That's what we spend our time learning first. We learn what we're doing. And then we spend a few rounds learning how to do it well with integrity. And then we imprint that, we ingrain that. We create that mapping, that muscle memory, so that for our last few rounds, we can just be in the flow state. We've already learned the material. We've implemented the how, the integrity, how to do it, what to do first, how to do it second, so that we can finally just take it into flow state, where what we really get to focus on is our breath. And our breath becomes our cue, and our body and our mind can sync up and enter flow state. Keep going. And the cool thing about flow state is that a lot of times we move first, and then we use the breath to match our movement. Just like you went for a sprint. You think about sprinting and moving your legs fast first, and then your breath catches up, and it provides whatever that requirement is that the movement demanded. So with yoga, really cool thing about learning what you do, then how you do it, and then entering that flow state is that you let the breath come first. The breath cues the movement versus the breath responding to the physical demand. Now that's our goal overall. That's why it's okay for it to be choppy at first. It's okay to have these stages that you hit along the way. It's okay to not get it perfect the first time. The first time is the what. The second time is the how. And our goal is to do those two as many times as it takes to enter the third stage, the flow state. All right, wherever you're at, finish up. Find your way back onto your mat, on your back, so that we can all be in the same place. We're going to run through that and land at the top in our reverse tabletop, meeting on your back on your mat. Inhale, baby bridge. Exhale, scoop and round. Inhale, round down to rise up, Navasana. Exhale, nice and soft. We land the hands and feet. Inhale, lift up from the backside, inflate into that reverse tabletop. And then exhale. I want you to lower the hips, kind of slide the feet back a little bit, and mat distance apart. This is going to allow you to use your hands, your kickstands, roll up on the fingertips, and then come forward. You're going to find yourself in that Malasana low yogi squat. Go ahead and settle in here with the elbows on the inside of the legs and the palms pressing together. You're going to feel the legs widen, that stretch in the hips. You're going to feel the shoulders glide down the back. and the spine elongate as the crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Take a couple breaths here. Okay, inflating our malasana. So taking it into a suspended place, a buoyant place. This means that we can kind of bounce in our malasana. It's a little harder than just settling into it or resting into it. We have to activate our stabilizing muscles to hold us in this suspended position, like a bowl full of honey, that wooden spoon through a bowl full of honey. I want you to turn to the left, stir in the pot, land really softly. Take those prayer hands just like in malasana. This time we're going to hook the right elbow to the outside of the left quad and inflate. So that press of the hands together allows us to create more space to twist into, and then immediately come out. So we're focusing on the transition. There's no landing place. There's no sinking. There's no resting. It's always staying in that transitional state as we take it to the opposite side. Inhale at the top, pressing those palms together into the twist. Exhale immediately into that suspended malasana. Take it to the other side. Inhale to open. Feel that tug of war sensation as we create the space to twist and then come out. Feel that buoyant suspendedness. This means we really have to activate. It's going to be a lot harder. It's more work to stay in that suspended place. Keep moving, stir in that pot of honey. See how smooth you can make it, how graceful you can make it, which takes strength. Grace is strength. Stir in that pot of honey. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You know what we're doing. You know how to do it. That integrity we want to instill. So now let the breath cue the movement. Even it out. Balance it out. Meet back in that suspended malasana. Inhale here and exhale, sink it down. Press the elbows to the inside of the legs, the palms together, elongating the spine. Fill it out. Close your eyes. Observe the sensations. The pace of your heart, the feeling of your heartbeat within your body, your breath, the pace of your breath, how that is presently morphing and changing. The heat, the sensations, that energy pulsing. Open your eyes, place your hands towards the front of the mat, shoulder distance apart. If you need to step back your feet, step them back a little bit. Want the knees to land suspended above the mat and below the hips. So we're in a floating tabletop position. Take a moment to really ground down, to round up. Spread the shoulder blades away from the spine. Round the spine, tuck the tailbone, and draw that low belly up and back. So now the opposite of reverse tabletop. It's the front side that's pushing up to round and lengthen the back. Inhale, round. Exhale, turn the heels and pivot the feet to the left of the mat. That's going to take the hips with it towards the left. A little pull back, diagonal pull back, hips towards heels. And then inhale, back to that floating, that super strong, hovering tabletop. Take it to the opposite side. There, pull back. Inhale, back to center, that rounding created by the front line of the body compressing up, sandwiching up to create the length in the back. And the other way. Exhale, pull back. And inhale, back to center. Exhale, pivot and pull back. And inhale, back to center. I really want you to think about a hydraulic system So as soon as it kind of hits that bottom part, it already starts to come back up nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. No concrete beginning or end. One just starts to move into the other. This sort of applied tension system, this applied resistance. And now you know what we're doing. You know how we're supposed to do it. Let your body and mind enter flow state. Let the breath cue the movement. Balance it out. Meet back at center. And then lift those hips up and back. Sweet relief to the quads. Land in downward facing dog. Again, settle in. Maybe you walk it out a little bit. Shift the hips, shift the knees, shift the shoulders. And then settle on in. Close the eyes, observe the sensations on this supported inversion. The pace of your breath, the pace of your heart, the heat, the feeling of that exertion, that feeling of sort of maxing out in a certain location. And how the body has this whole system as working and operating within us that we don't even have to think about as it brings everything back to homeostasis naturally. Inhale, I want you to lift the hips, the heels, and pivot the heels over to the left. The hips go with it. Now, start to put your weight into the balls of your feet and your left hand so that the right hand can float off the mat. Bend the knees and sink the hips. As you sink the hips, rotate the right shoulder open so we create a nice long side body stretch coming out the right fingertips. Lower with ease. So imagine that you're an elevator lowering from the top floor. And those cables are securing you and allowing you to lower nice and slow. No cutting the cables, nice and slow, delivering you safely to the ground floor. Now that you have arrived, so that left hip is grounded, keep the ankles crisscross as they have landed, and then lift the feet towards the sky. Tap hand to crisscross toes. Bring it back down, plant the feet, and come out the way you came in. So that same applied tension system, same resistance, that now moving the elevator up using those secure cables. We come all the way back up and shift and rotate and sink into downward facing dog. Taking it to the other side. So inhale, pivot and shift the heels over to the right. Same with the hips. As we start to transfer weight into the right hand and the balls of the feet, the left fingertips can hover and glide, and their left arm stretches and reaches overhead. We start to bend the knees even more, and slowly we secure the lowering, right? Those cables securing the lowering. Same thing here in the shoulder joint. Make sure that it's inflated so that we can land nice and safe. Right hip to the ground. Crisscross ankles, stay. Straighten and lift the legs. Tap hand to crisscross ankles. And then set those feet back down and reverse out the way we came in. Taking it back to downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, shift, pivot to the left, start to bend and lower, rotate, and glide the right fingertips towards the front of the mat. Sink the hips, bend the knees, We land the hips nice and soft and secure. Lift those crisscross ankles. Tap hand to toe. And then come out the way you came in. Shifting back to center. Then inhale, lift the heels and pivot them over to the right. Glide that left hand up and over and long, nice long side body stretch. Start to sink the hips with care. Once they hit the mat, we extend the legs. We're using that right hand as a balance point tap. Crisscross feet to hand and then come out the way you came in. Stirring that bowl full of honey. Back to center. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, take it to the left. And lower, lower, lower. Exhale all the way to the bottom. Inhale. Tap. Exhale. Plant. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale. To the right. Exhale. Lower. Inhale. Tap. Exhale. Plant. Inhale. Lift and exhale. Downward facing dog. See if we can smooth that out a little bit. Melt it together so we turn and lower and tap and lower and turn and sink it back. Downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just naturally all kind of like links up like a dot to dot picture that you've connected all the lines to the dots. Start to smooth it out. Melt it together. Tap, down, lift and back. Lift, sink, tap, lower, lift, unravel, and back. Keep going. See if you can't enter that flow state. We've done the what, we've done the how, we've implemented those integrity requests. So now see if you can't just let your muscle memory take over and your breath be the cue, be the guide. Your breath takes the front of the classroom as the teacher. Balance it out. And land back in downward facing dog. Taking it in the same way over to left, pick up the heels, pivot, sink, lengthen, and slowly lower. Take that side crisscross Navasana, tap, and back down. I want you to slide this top leg forward and then slide this left arm down till you're on your forearm. So the right leg is crisscrossed to the left of your left leg. Slides forward. The right leg extends long, and we've dropped from the hand down to the elbow of our left arm. Take this right arm and sweep it up and overhead. And I want you just to draw the right hand and the left foot towards one another. Exhale, release. And inhale, lift and tap. Exhale, release. And inhale, lift and tap. One more time. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift and tap. Exhale, release, and turn to the right. Plant both forearms down. The elbows are shoulder distance apart. When you turn and pivot towards the front of the mat, you're going to be on the right balls of the feet. Take that left leg up towards the sky and find one-legged dolphin. Take a couple breaths here. I want you to lower the same way that you came in. Come out. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Turn to the right. Lower back down. Inhale, hand to toe tap. Exhale, pivot and turn. Inhale, one leg dolphin. Exhale, lower, turn to the right. Inhale, hand to foot tap. Exhale, turn and lift. Inhale, one leg dolphin. Exhale, brings it down. Inhale for your tap. Exhale, turns it back. Inhale, one leg dolphin. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Now, I'm going to give you an option. You can enter flow state right now with what we're doing. Continue it. Your upgrade, per se, or optional addition is going to be just a tiny little push up. Okay, so that pinch of Mayurasana, your forearm stand, just a tiny little push up, whatever that looks like. Maybe it looks like this. Maybe it's this. That's okay. Whatever you want. Maybe you stay in this one leg dolphin. That is absolutely okay. Wherever flow state is calling you to go. We'll inhale at the top and exhale for that turn and lower. Inhale, tap, exhale. Inhale at the top, exhale. Turn and lower. One more time. And turn and lower. Tap. And then I want you to extend this right leg back, crisscross ankles. The right ankle still on top of the left. Lift up to the left hand. That's going to be sweet relief to the left tricep. Let's take that cross ankle side Navasana tap. Inhale. It's a lot harder now, isn't it? And then cross both legs and come to a seated position. Take this left hand and swoop it around, grabbing onto this right quad and pulling it into the belly. Right hand behind. Inhale. Grow tall as you ground down. And exhale. Take a twist. Close your eyes. Whew, and observe all the new sensations flowing through the many different highways within the body. Open your eyes. To come out, we're going to find those crisscross ankles again. So take this left hand back behind. As that kickstand, find that left side hip. And then extend and cross those ankles. Tap, lower, and come on out back to your downward facing dog. Immediately taking it to the other side. So we're going to pick up those heels. Inhale. Pivot them to the right. Sink the hips down. Nice long side body stretch as we slowly lower. Playing that tension system. Inhale, crisscross ankles. Tap. And exhale to lower. Now, as we move into our next segment, you slide the right arm forward and drop the elbow. You slide the left leg forward and extend the bottom right leg. This left arm sweeps up and overhead. We inhale, tap, and exhale. Lower, just starting there. Inhale, tap, and exhale. Lower, keep going. All right, adding in. So even the second side, we get a couple extra chances here to really enter that flow state because we've been here before just on the other side. So we inhale, tap, exhale, turn, plant the left arm, elbows are shoulder distance apart, press into the left balls of the feet, then straighten that left knee as you extend the right leg towards the sky into your one-leg dolphin. Exhale. Bring it down all the way back down, turning back to the left. Inhale, hand to toe, little Cleopatra crunch. Exhale, turn back to the left, plant the forearm, and lift that right leg towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, lowers us down. Inhale, hand to toe tap. Exhale, turn, press, extend. Exhale, apply those cables to the elevator as you lower with control. Inhale, one leg dolphin. Take a few more, letting your breath cue you. And we're going to keep going by adding in that optional addition. You add a little push, hop, whatever. Inhale up to that pinch of Mayurasana, forearms down, and then exhale all the way back down. Inhale to tap. Exhale, turn. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale, tap. Keep going. You got 3 more. You got this. Last 2. Make them good. Finish strong. Last one. Cleopatra, hand to toe tap. And then come on down. Extend this left leg so that we're now back in that crisscross with the left ankle on top of the right. Push in to the right hand to come up. Inhale, side Navasana crisscross. Ankles tap harder than it was before, right? We're really working here. And then lower and bend both legs as we sit all the way up. Take the right hand, swoop it around, and hug the left quad into the belly. Ground down through both sit bones. Make sure you're not sitting on your feet. 2, extend tall. Take that left hand behind you and exhale to twist. Close your eyes. And one last time, just take a moment to let the dust settle. We kicked it up all around us. We stirred it up. Dirt in the air everywhere. Twisting, turning, flying, grounding. And now we just take a moment. We let all that dust settle back down to the ground. Inhale and exhale, unwind. Plant this right hand behind you. Extend, cross the ankles, tap, and then bend and lower, plant, come out the way you came in, find your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to the balls of feet, look forward. Just want you to step, crossing at the shins, and lower down to the sit bones, finding your way into Sukhasana. Easy seated pose, hands on the knees. Ground down through the sit bones to grow tall through the crown. Feel that tug of war sensation as we push against gravity and lift. And we're pushing and pulling in 2 different directions. You really feel that taut stretching, that front to back compression. You can use your hands, one on the back, one on the front. Press them together like 2 pieces of a hoagie roll, pressing together to keep the contents of the sandwich within contained. Weaving your hands so that they're like a little basket. Place it towards the pelvic floor and lift up as if the pelvic floor is on the ground floor. Again, with that elevator that's rising up, that seal, that base to our core. And one more time, finding that breath in and out the nose, nice and balanced. Our breath coming back to earth with us, settling like the dust around us. That lid of the diaphragm, the lid of our core. And then take your two hands, place them around the waist, and do a nice little, secure little tightening. Okay, the snug hugging all the way around the waist. Front to back compression. That basket of the pelvic floor moving up like an elevator. The controlled, constricted, secure leader, the top, the lid, the breath. And then that 3D cinch all around the waist, that hugging, drawing the energy from all sides, like the rays of a sun, into the center, into the solar plexus. Feel that stability, feel that security, feel this dynamic interplay of opposing parts, and take it with you through the rest of the day. Keep it as long as you possibly can. We do this as often as possible. We take it out on a walk, something we do all the time. We apply it till it becomes permanent, till our practice becomes our permanent. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.